This is Twit.
Google held an online streaming event where it finally shed a bit more light on its upcoming Stadia game service. This is Google's cloud-based game streaming service that aims to turn basically any Chrome browser running on a device into a high-powered, top-tier gaming system. Google's announcement a few months ago was a little shy on some of the major details, but as of this morning, we know more. We know some titles. We know a rough launch date, pricing. We know more about the business model, which was really one of the big questions was, is this going to be the Netflix of gaming? You know, all on the cloud, pay one fee, get everything all you can eat. And it's definitely not going to be that.
Yeah, that was what was so interesting. Like, I was so convinced that that's what it was going to be that I didn't even, you were like, no, you weren't paying attention, Megan. It's not all you can eat. I was just like, well, then why would you even do it? And I get it if you don't already have a game console.
Yeah.
So I don't know who those people are. Like, I know our family didn't have a game console, and everyone was shocked about that. But we're not gonna. I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe like my kids would be really interested in this because it doesn't require thousands of dollars of hardware. But they also don't play those games that they were showing off. Like, they're fine with iPhone games.
Yeah, I mean, I think from what it looks like here, like we're about to enter the next phase. We're about to enter the next generation of game consoles. Microsoft, PlayStation, Sony, they both have their next consoles are expected to be announced very soon and released possibly as early as next year. So we're right on the cusp of that. If Stadia is kind of in the mix with them too, then maybe that makes more sense. Instead of paying for an entire console and owning, paying per title for that console, skip the console cost, just pay $10 a month, which would be the kind of pro level that you'd be paying on a monthly basis with Stadia. But you still have to buy your titles a la carte. And so you're still buying them. Google has said that the cost of those titles would be similar to, buying those titles on other platforms and everything. So,
well, the Founders Edition, which they also offered, that was like $130. Is that how much the Founders Edition?
$130, $300 value, but $130, yeah.
And so that was 2 months, and then it was also the controller, and then you could buy another controller for only $69. And then the big thing was the early access to your Stadia name.
So lock in that name.
Yeah, if you don't want anyone to steal your name. So I guess Anthony already signed up for it, and they didn't let him lock in the name yet.
No.
And it looks like it delivers in November as well.
Right, yeah. So if you want to use Stadia at all in 2019, you have to do the Founders Edition. That's how you get early access to it. And it's actually 3 months, not 2. You also get a 3-month buddy pass, so you can choose one person and give them 3 months of pro access. Pro access, by the way, gives you 4K, 60 frames per second, HDR resolution streaming. If you're doing the free service, which actually launches in 2020, that's going to be called Stadia Base, and that's a 1080p maximum. So you could conceivably pay nothing on a monthly basis, but buy your games through Google. And so let's say you pay $50 for this game and have it in the cloud and play it for free. You're going to be capped out at 1080p. But you didn't have to pay for a console, Right,
you just had to pay for the games.
You just had to pay for the game. And it's stored in the cloud. So how do you feel about this game that you own being stored in the cloud instead of having an actual physical? And then, of course, there's the controller, right?
But you don't have to buy that controller.
You don't have to buy the Stadia controller. Stadia controller has Wi-Fi built into it. So with this service, the idea is that instead of looping through the computer or the device that you're using and then going to their servers, it connects directly to their servers, so that'll bring down latency. But you can use third-party controllers, or from other consoles. They're just going to loop through the device and potentially add some latency. I'm not sure what that amount is or whether it would make that huge of a difference. But your ideal would be to get their controller in order to do that. So pre-order it now. I actually did sign up for pre-order. I could not lock in my name. We were considering Stadia name squatting, and
I'm still considering it. Well, I mean, presumably, if you and Anthony couldn't lock in your name, nobody can lock in your name yet.
Right? No, totally. No one can. I think that will only happen once things start shipping or whatever. Right. Hey, we've shipped it. Here, log in here, and blah blah blah, and then you got to really jump onto it.
Yeah.
Some of the games: Baldur's Gate 3, which is PC and Stadia only at release. Mortal Kombat 11, Tom Clancy's The Division 2. Stadia gets a couple of exclusives. exclusives. Get Packed, which they showed off, which looked like a fun cooperative
if you
game.
enjoy packing and moving.
Yes, isn't that fun? Also, a game called Guilt, which you liked the look of during the demo. Get Packed, by the way, looks really similar to a game coming out by the studio SMG called Moving Out, and that comes out this year. So, two games with a very similar premise and look coming out. But,
and I don't mean to make fun of like the moving simulator game, because like the work job simulator, like my kids love to play that game.
Totally.
And I don't think they would like love a desk job necessarily. So, I mean, maybe it's therapeutic, because I personally find moving and packing to be one of the like most egregious tasks. Like I literally, when I moved to California from Austin, I left my boyfriend there, who is now my husband, surprisingly, and like I just left all my stuff there. I was like, I'm moving to California. You pack up, and if you like me, you can come. Otherwise, just keep all my stuff.
And that worked for you.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, here you are. Oh, there's my stuff. Thanks. Could you put it over there, please?
Right. So maybe I will play this game and feel better about moving.
Is that a game? Oh,
The Extremist. Yes.
The Extremist, also known as the Extremist. More game announcements are actually going to happen throughout E3, which is only just beginning. But they did say, mention just as a random point, Pixel 3 and 3a are the only phones that Stadia is going to work on. It is going to work on, Chromecast. In fact, the Chromecast Ultra is included with the Founders Edition. It is going to work on Chrome on a Chrome OS tablet or PC, desktop, all the different places. But on phones, only the Pixel 3 and the 3a for now, and I'm assuming the Pixel 4 once that's launched. But that's kind of disappointing. Hopefully Google opens it up, and I think that's their plan eventually, is to open it up for more phones.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. Like, you could buy like an Acer Chrome tablet or something and be able to, but not if you have like a, another, like a Samsung phone.
I guess not. Maybe they're just controlling it in the beginning to make sure that, the quality is up to snuff, and then they'll open it up. Google does that with their services sometimes. Cellular unsupported. So if you've got like a standard 4G connection and you're out and about and you want to just like hop on, do some gaming, that's unsupported. But that will probably change once 5G becomes more of a thing. 5G kind of opens the playing field, literally, for that. So I'm sure that's going to kind of open things up. And Microsoft and Sony are both doing something similar to this. They're offering, Microsoft's working on something called Project xCloud to supplement its next gaming system, next generation. And then Sony also demonstrated a streaming service at last year's E3. So they're all kind of similar. Like, a lot of people are saying this might be the last generation of consoles that follows the standard formula of I buy a console, I buy games for it, and that the future is going to be in the cloud, the way Google is showing off here with Stadia. And I think that remains to be seen whether that'll actually work. But if that is the future, Google got in really, really early. And that's what Google's banking on.
I mean, I think about in terms of like the Oculus Quest that we just got, like that, the reason why we were also interested in it is we don't have a gaming PC and like have no intention of getting a gaming PC.
Right.
And that was all VR was like, well, you have to have this giant rig that's going to cost you a lot of money. But suddenly it's like, oh, everything's on the device. Like this is amazing. And so, I mean, this is where we're all moving. Like, nobody's going to own a car anymore. No one's going to own a house. We're not going to own underwear anymore. Everything's just going to be in the cloud.
Underwear as a service.
Yeah. I mean, why do we all have to have our own underwear?
Seriously, UAAS. That's the next wave of entrepreneurship. We should start that company, actually.
Yeah.